Hello, my name is Adam Witt, and right now I just kind of want to wrap up the Faults in Our God series by doing a little bit of, what would I have done in this situation story. What do I plan on doing if I was the King of Kings, or when I become the King of Kings, however people want to look at things. And, you know, just kind of wrap things up and just kind of get people on the right attention about me, not the wrong intention about me. First of all, I'm not here to, again, start a cult or anything like that. I'm here to have a revolution. I want to make the world about the people who made the world, not one person ruling the world, but to work together as a cohesive unit. I can't run a world by myself, and that's one of the biggest flaws that God had when He created this world. He wanted to go at this alone. He wanted to do things alone. And He wanted to do this uneducated, He wanted to do this undisciplined, and He wanted to do this unskilled. And He sat there and ran all these lies saying, I am so educated, I am the all-knowing God, and sitting there saying He's got all this knowledge, and He never had anything to back it up. And that's what these blogs were about. Him saying He was something, and then to find out when you go in depth about things in a different perspective, we find out that that was just nothing but a lie anyways. So how would I dealt with the situation? Let's go to Adam and Eve. I would have forgiven Adam and Eve right then and there. I would have forgiven Satan. And I would have acted like, hey, I'm on the same even playing field as everybody else. I would have said, hey, it could have happened to any of us. It was bound to happen somewhere down the line of things, that sin would come into the world. I would have known that someone was going to eat from the tree. If it wasn't human, if it wasn't godlike or evil-like, it would have been an animal. Well, actually, to be honest, I wouldn't have actually created the darn tree at all. If I knew that in advance that this was going to happen, I wouldn't have created it. That just goes to show you that I'm more smarter than God. I know how to handle things with love, honor, and respect, or if there is going to be an issue, not to create the issue at all, and just kind of, focus on the next task at hand. Let's go into the Noah's Ark story. Actually, why don't we also while we're at it, let's get in even to the Moses story. Let's put them both together. I would have shown them that I'm a loving person, but show them what would happen if you pissed me off. Show them my magic without killing. Trying to establish peace. To show them that I'm not a force to be reckoned with, and that a lot of worse could come out of it if you didn't, kind of go by my ways a little bit. I would have always put, violence, whether it was the Noah's Ark story and wiping the world out, or trying to do all these plagues, that would have been my last absolute resort. After I have done, so much to try to persuade people and stuff. And even with me, I'm the kind of the guy that would be like, hey, I would shoot lightning about 2 inches from your feet, and then say, yeah, the next time that you have a kooky idea of wanting to, try to enslave my people or try to do this and stuff without asking for my approval, hey, the next time it's going to hit. And they would have gotten the message clear. No death needed to be brought on to them. Just try to be peaceful and try to just, put them in their boots a little bit. Make them shake a little. But that wasn't how God wanted to do things. Now, am I going to sit there and say that I'm more perfect than God? That, if I were to be ruler or when I be ruler or whatever, that I am going to do just as good as He is? I'm going to have flaws here and there. That's not to be, whatever. It's to be expected. I'm flawed, but I'm way more better than God is. At least I have an education. I have a disability. Big whoop. That's why I want to rule the world with you, not rule as being one person. We made this world, so we should be the ones governing this world. As for rules and stuff like that, I'm not even going to be picky. I have 10 commandments, just as good as God's are. Sit there talk about the first 3 being about Him. My first 3 commandments is thou shalt not kill. My second would be not to discriminate. And number 3, let's just all get along. And if you want to get on to the other commandments, well, what would those be? Hey, let's just do what the 4 through 10 are. I will not lie, I don't disagree with them. 6 I'm a little iffy on, but hey, honor thy mother and thy father, that's a big thing. Honor and authority. Don't steal. I'm going to give you guys every person in the world $1 billion. Why would you need to steal? Don't need to covet. Don't need to, bully people and swear and all that weird stuff, And I'll admit, number 6 is kind of a wash. I want to see people happy as far as when it comes to marriage and stuff, or monogamy or non-monogamy, or whatever you want to kind of do and stuff. If you want to get married, get married. If you don't want to get married, fine. But you can still have sex if you don't want to get married. I'm a person who's going to sit there and say, you want to be monogamous? Fine. You don't want to? Fine. I'm not here to make rules. I don't care who you date either. Gay, straight, bi, lesbian, whatever. At the end of the day, I want to make it about the people being happy and successful. Not being miserable or having to sit there and question their fate because of God said this or God said that, and it came from an uneducated source who didn't even do any research behind all this to begin with. I'm all about let's get along. We have this one life to live, and for Pete's sakes, we're sitting here following an uneducated God, trying to worry about what He has to say, and we're not ever thinking for 1 second that we only got one life to live. We should live by our rules, because guess what? We're the ones who created this world. If we had let it be to God that He created this world and He created everything, we'd be still living in the simple era of Adam and Eve the whole time through. We had to make decisions here and there and take charge a little bit to make sure that we are living in a world where we're more evolved and we're more, stronger in a stronger world than what we're in now. And to be honest, we're getting close to, getting into that era of things are getting perfect. We're just at the point where the biggest concerns are more as like terrorists and wars and stuff, poverty, and basically needing more miracles to happen here and there. That's basically kind of where we're at. And I'm telling you, the $1 billion billion is going to take care of everything, because we're going to all be equals. We're not going to be in this ranking of, hey, you're lower class, upper class, middle class. We're all going to be one class, where we're all going to be rich, and we're all going to have food, we're all going to have shelter, we're going to all have clothing, we're all going to have the things that we want in life that make us awesome. It makes us successful. So I'm kind of sorry if my message is kind of a little mixed up, because I know when I did the last two blogs that they were kind of a little muffled and hard to understand, but I'm hoping with this everything's understanding. And like I said, a lot of it's, my disability, what can you say? So I guess we have a decision that we got to kind of make. And like I said, do you want to be part of a revolution where we rule the world, we have the say of how things get run, that we have a governing system still where we have laws made by people that know how to govern this world and whatnot, and we don't listen to God because he'll be gone, he's out of the world and stuff, and we listen to a guy who knows what he's talking about? Or do we want to live by a world where we have God and we're never going to get rid of our poverty situation, we're never going to get rid of our cancers, diseases, disabilities and stuff, where we're not going to get miracles on that area, in that area, and God's going to hit another trillion and more trillions of faults, trillions of more excuses, we're going to have trillion more forgiveness of God's sins, and we're just going to have a God who keeps falling short to meeting our expectations. Because I want to live in a world where we're all happy. Not perfect, but happy. But if you want to live in a world where we're going to live in fear, and we're going to live in a world of God where we're going to have more faults, more bad things happening, go on ahead. Because we could do this another couple thousand years and stuff. And somewhere down the line of things, yeah, the world will end. But I don't want the world to end. I want the world to, be stronger. I think the world is just starting. We're starting to evolve. We're starting to figure out, how to make this world right. And we're so close to being successful. And it just comes right down to, getting rid of God. Dethroning him, putting him to hell. Let him walk a mile in our shoes and let him go through the exact pain that we've been through for so darn long. Don't think about the ultimate prize being heaven. Don't think about your family up in heaven. Don't think about that big banquet and that food and stuff like that. Think about the people who aren't seeing their family and relatives in heaven. Think about the people who aren't getting that banquet up in heaven. Think about the people that are starving as of right now and have lost loved ones because of God. And they didn't need to die. Time to grow up and grow a pair. It didn't ever take me this long to figure out that if I'm going to change this world, that I'm going to have to stand up to God here and whatnot. And trust me, if I were to go up on a trial with God and he wanted to test my faith and he was showing me heaven and stuff, I'd be like, hey, it's all good and stuff like that. But the honest truth is, you can't persuade my faith. I'm here to dethrone you. I'm here to take you out. And if you're going to put me to hell, then I'm going to make sure that my friend Satan and my minions that are in hell take over and knock you out and stuff, and I'm going to show you what real pain and misery would be like. I'm here to make the world right and undo the biggest mistake, the biggest error we've ever had in our life, and that is let 1% of the world's population make the rules. It is time for us to take the world and put it in our hands, not let it be in his. In order to do that, we got to stand up for ourselves. We got to say no to heaven and yes to the world and this earth. So yes, my name is Adam Witt, and I am glad that I could do these videos, and I'm hoping that we'll get some more people believing in my message, because it's a good one. Thanks, bye.